everybody. Welcome back. Common Sense Sports. James and Cody back again.
How you doing?
It's our
like and subscribe.
Tuesday baseball today. We're back on baseball, and of course, spring training started. Catchers and pitchers
Have reported
in. Big news. We talked about Kyler Murray a little bit yesterday in the football. Big news after we got him recording our video. He's pretty much said he's doing football now. He's dedicated himself to football.
Hey, you want to say what you think about that? Or?
Well, if that's what he really wants to do, then that's what he should do. He needs to do what he wants to do. Now, he's paying back 1.29 of the 1.5 million they paid him, and then he's just going to forfeit the rest, the other like $3 million. It was around $3 million. He's going to forfeit that. So that's all he's going to get. What is that? $200,000, $300,000 from them. Now they are retaining the rights, I guess, in case he ends up deciding he could still play two sports. There's been athletes in the past that have played two sports.
Deion Sanders.
It's hard.
Jackson. Yeah.
But they're keeping the rights down. They're not going to get a compensation pick, which kind of sucks. They drafted him 9th overall.
Yeah. Here's what upsets me about that. With an arm that accurate and somebody as fast as he is, I think he'd be an unbelievable center fielder. Unbelievable.
Yeah,
and the athletics.
Anywhere in the outfield.
That division, we're going to get into the divisions, but that division is really competitive.
Yep.
And for me, the contracts are guaranteed in baseball. For me, I would go with what's best. Of course, if football's what you love, it's what he should do.
And he that was his quote. He said he's always loved football and he's always wanted to play quarterback.
Well, then that's what he should do. Whatever job or career you pick in life, just for like a life lesson.
Whatever you want to do.
That's what you should go with.
Do what you love.
Always.
Always.
But, I don't, people talk about the size, that's an obvious issue. We'll see. But that's just a brief mention.
Yeah. So, like we said, pitchers and catchers reported a funny story that came out. Garth Brooks. Now, he did play baseball. He's tried out for several pro teams in the past, but he's 57. Hasn't been cut yet. Reported to the Pirates spring training.
57.
I'm sure he will. They're probably keeping him around because he's a celebrity, get him some media attention. But
is that going to be the sequel to The Rookie? They're going to make The Rookie too?
If he makes the team, I don't know what I'll do.
And they'll have Dennis Quaid come back.
It'll be the greatest story I've ever seen.
They'll have Dennis Quaid come back and play as Garth Brooks and have Garth Brooks
do a cameo in it. But yeah, that was just kind of a funny story I found. And I guess we're going to get into the divisions now. Yeah.
Now the first one we're going to talk about, the AL East. I almost think there's almost no change in this. I know it depends on who the Yankees pick up because they're trying to get a lot of infielders.
Yep.
Trying to get Manny Machado. There's talks in the Bryce Harper, all that stuff. Of course, Didi Gregorius is hurt right now. They're not sure how much he's going to play, but I don't think there's much of a change. I know Craig Kimbrell hasn't been signed yet, but I still think the Red Sox are good enough to win this division.
That's who I have. I'm a big Mookie Betts fan.
Yeah,
I think he's an amazing athlete. But yeah, I got Red Sox. I got Yankees finishing second. That'll be close. I think that'll be close down.
I think it'll be competitive.
The end of the season. Who do you have for the rest of the division? Or who do you have for the other three? What order?
I have the Blue Jays 3. I was thinking the Rays, but the Blue Jays just called up their number 1 prospect in all of baseball, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. Yep. And I think in a couple of years.
And we both talked about how much we both love Vladimir Guerrero when he played.
Yes, and he could hit almost anything. But the Blue Jays, I think in the next couple of years are going to win this division, because I think they have one of the top farm systems in baseball. So look out for them in a couple of years, but not this year.
Yeah.
The Rays I have 4th, and the Orioles.
I have the exact same order.
I think they're competing.
Exact same order I have.
I think they're competing with the Marlins for last place in all of baseball. That's me. But that's me for AL East.
The AL Central. Now, I know the White Sox weren't great last year, but baseball's weird. You'll get teams that'll play really good one year.
That's true.
Be not great, and then come back next year. I have the Indians winning the division.
That's who I have.
I have the Indians. I actually have the White Sox second, which a lot of people may think.
See, I put the Twins.
See, I have the Twins third, so that's interchangeable for me.
I was debating on that, and I think that's going to be close for whoever team makes that to win a wild card. I don't think they really will because of these other divisions.
Yeah.
You got the NL East and the AL West. I think are going to be but I have the Indians first, the Twins second, the White Sox third, the Tigers fourth, the Royals fifth.
I have the same bottom two you do.
And I think this is going to be. I think this division's competitive, but not for like a good reason.
True.
I think it's just competing because the teams are so weak. And
I said, the Twins and White Sox for me are interchangeable. The Twins could do it.
And the Indians didn't get rid of Kluber.
Yeah, they kept Kluber. They were thinking about trading him. Who was trying to trade for him? The Yankees, trying to get everybody in baseball.
The Indians, though, do have a concern where Lindor has a calf injury for
Yeah.
the remainder of spring training.
Just spring
but
training.
I think he'll be back, and I don't think that'll be that big of a deal. But the AL West, I have the Astros still winning the division.
I have the Astros too.
And then I have the Angels.
Yep.
I was going to put the Athletics as winning a wild card spot, but and that was because of Kyler Murray going there, and I was thinking he was going to be an outstanding center fielder. Now, I still think the Athletics, second, third, I think is interchangeable.
I have them finishing third. I have the Athletics third.
But I still think the Astros finished first. I think the Mariners finished fourth. They got rid of Gene Segura. Robinson Cano, I think he's too old.
He's
and
a little bit older.
He had problems last year.
Of course, like they said, Felix Hernandez has been there for a long time.
Yeah,
and they said this is
King
probably his
Felix.
last chance. I love him as a pitcher.
I know they have D. Gordon, but I don't think it's.
See, I have him finishing last. I have the Rangers 4, and
Yeah,
I have the Mariners last.
I think my Rangers are going to be terrible for the next few years.
The Profar thing, I still don't get it.
And they got rid of their farm system to the Dodgers.
Good young talent, man.
Dodgers are tied up there with my least favorite team in baseball, and they give the farm system away to them.
Yep.
But now the NL East, and I think this might be the most competitive division in baseball.
I think it is. I think Marlins are probably going to finish last. I think they're
to me that's a given.
compared to the other teams. I would put them last, easy.
The Nationals, unless they get Bryce Harper back, I don't even think they compete.
No, I have them fourth, just based off the Bryce Harper being gone.
I think Max Scherzer and Steven Strasburg are unbelievable
They'll win
pitchers.
some games.
But
two starting pitchers can't do that much for you.
No. Now I think the Phillies are going to be competing with the Braves for first place.
That's what I have. Braves 1, Phillies 2, and I have Mets 3.
Now the Mets 3, they did make some pickups.
I think they'll get a wild card spot. I think the Mets. I think they're going to get a wild card spot.
So you think it's in between the Mets and the Braves?
Well, it'll be between the Mets and the Phillies, I think. I have the Braves 1. I know they won it last year.
Well, they have McCann back.
Yeah.
And they also have Josh Donaldson.
Yeah, they picked up.
Who's an unbelievable hitter.
It's a good pickup, good hitter. Yeah.
Now Donaldson had some problems last year because of his elbow at the Blue Jays. He's at the Braves now, and he's an unbelievable hitter. I think he's healthy. Got a fiery personality, wants to win.
Oh yeah.
So
gotta love guys like that.
You could be right, but the reason why I put the Phillies is because they got Real Muto, they got Gene Segura, they have Jake Arrieta. I think they made some good pickups. They were competitive last year. I think they've done enough to secure themselves.
As of right now, I have Phillies too. So that's one of my wild card teams. But I think them and the Mets, that's going to be a competitive.
Either way, I think whoever doesn't win this division gets a wild card.
Gets a wild card, yeah. I think there's going to be a wild card come out of it. Maybe 2. I mean, you never know. It's not common, but it can happen.
Yeah, because it's not based on second division.
No,
it's based on
it's
record.
just based on record, purely on record. Mm-hmm.
Now, the NL Central, I think this gets a little bit more competitive, but I still think the Brewers finish first. I don't think that Christian Yelich does any worse than he did last year. He got the MVP last year.
Yeah.
I think the Brewers beat up the Cubs. Now, the shortstop for the Cubs was competing for the MVP too.
Yeah.
And the Cubs still have Chris Bryant.
This was a hard one for me. I do have Cubs 1.
I think they might.
I think it'll come down to 1 or 2 games at the end of the year. It's going to be that close. I have them and the Brewers. I have Cubs 1, Brewers 2.
I think it does come down to the last 2 games at the end of the year. I think this is still a competitive division, but I don't think it's as competitive as the NL East.
Yeah.
But I have the Reds 3 because they did make some pickups. They got Puig.
That's right.
The Reds made a couple of pickups, but I don't think they compete for a wild card spot.
No, I have the Reds 3rd.
They still can, but I don't think they do.
Yeah.
They're getting more competitive, but Cardinals 4. Now, the Cardinals can always surprise you, just like they did the Rangers.
They can. They're one of those odd teams like that, It's.
Now, you never know. The Pirates could finish first with Garth Brooks, so you never know that. I think the Pirates.
I will quit life.
I think the Pirates finished dead last.
Yeah, that's where I have them. They're a long ways from their McCutcheon days when they had McCutcheon and they were competing,
Now I agree with you. Now the NL West, I also think the Pirates are going to start getting rid of some of their players here pretty soon.
Yeah.
Now the NL West, the Rockies got Murphy.
Yep.
And I think that's an unbelievable ballpark for him to hit in, and I think that might jump them ahead of the Dodgers, especially with the Dodgers getting rid of Puig.
I have them finishing ahead. I have the Rockies, Dodgers.
No, I still think the Dodgers are really competitive.
Oh, yeah.
And I think it might be I think it might come down to the one or two games at the end, too.
Yep.
But I have the Rockies, the Dodgers, the Diamondbacks. I have the Giants 4th and the Padres 5th.
I switched the D-backs and Giants, depending on if the Giants get Bryce Harper.
Yeah, that's true. And, you know, right now, Harper could go anywhere. The Padres have the top farm system in baseball, but I don't think they compete this year. If they get Bryce Harper, maybe they compete for 4th.
Yeah.
But I just read that Bryce Harper's looking for a long-term deal.
Yep.
Now, that could mean he lands at the Padres or the Giants, and if that's true...
They're both rebuilding teams.
They're both rebuilding teams, and maybe he's thinking to himself, Padres with the best farm system in baseball, maybe he goes there.
Yeah.
Long-term deal. Maybe he goes to the Yankees because they're competing for a top spot.
Now.
Maybe he wants to win a World Series right now in his prime. Go to the Yankees, win a World Series there.
It's weird. You know, I'm surprised Machado and Bryce Harper haven't been signed yet. I can't believe it, especially by these rebuilding teams.
I know. I think they're just holding out for the best deal.
Probably.
The most money, the best deal, long-term deal. I think Machado wants to get a long-term deal too. For me, I don't. Just as a player, I wouldn't want to go somewhere just for a year just to get money.
Yeah.
Because players to me like that, if you stay in the league, and this is the last thing I'm going to talk about, if you stay in the league as long as some of these players have, I think you go to win. Because if you go just for money in anything in life, you know, we talked about Kyler Murray. I think if he went for baseball just for money, I think he'd burn out in a couple years.
Yeah, he wouldn't want, he'd be...
And the passion wouldn't be there, and I think he would just be terrible.
He wouldn't want to do it anymore.
He'd be a bust.
Yeah. And then it would be too late to go to the NFL.
So maybe he works out in the NFL. You know, if he's that passionate about it.
People make, I mean, even if he doesn't start in the NFL, there's guys that make 14, 15-year careers out of being backup quarterbacks. It happens.
And the Athletics are still holding out. If he doesn't get injured,
yep,
always go to the Athletics.
He can.
So, but anyway, guys, that's it for us. It was kind of we're trying to keep the videos shorter.
We're trying to make them shorter for you.
I mean, let us know what you think about who's going to win the division.
Any teams.
Any
teams you guys want to talk about.
Let us know who your favorite team is. We might start talking about them. And we'll mention you. If you leave a comment, we'll even mention your comment.
Yeah.
Hit that notification bell.
Like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe.
Yeah. And
we'll see you tomorrow for... Do you have anything to say?
No, basketball tomorrow.
Basketball tomorrow. We're trying to get our logo up. We just... I printed off the logo design.
We're going to get it painted. And then we're going to have our logo up back here behind us during the videos.
More of a backdrop.
Should look good. But yeah, we got basketball tomorrow, and we got the challenge coming up next.
Right.
We're back at DBAT for this one again.
Yeah, back at DBAT, and that comes down to the wire.
It does. It comes down to the very end. Yep.
But we'll see you next time. This has been Common Sense Sports with Cody and James. Have a good day.
Have a good day.
All right, what are we doing today, James?
Doing our baseball challenge today. We're back at DBAT for redemption today.
Today's Tuesday. You can see the logo in the background. All right, we're starting.
Perfect.
You ready? Don't swing it if it's bad. back outside at D-Bat. Did some free pitching today. It was a little bit more entertaining, a little bit more fun for us at least.
A lot more fun.
A little bit more competitive. But you can tell Pat used to play back in the day.
Yeah, he did the poke.
Poking it.
Yeah, he did
poking
the poke.
it out there.
Destroyed us in it. He got 14 hits to James's 9 and my 8, so I guess I was last in this one. That's great. Just want to say thanks to Ryan Downs again, and thanks to D-Bat. This was a lot of fun again, and thanks for letting us film.
Letting us come in and film there, yeah.
We had a lot of fun, and I hope you all enjoy these videos. Yeah. We have a lot of fun filming these. So,
all right. Have a good day.
See ya.
All right.